So, I know the other episodes, Style Queen and Queen Wasp, came out, and I haven't reviewed them yet. And I'm going to put the videos out sometime this week, I promise. And if I don't, it will be out next week. It will be, by the end of October, there will be a review for Style Queen and Queen Wasp. So, please look forward to that. So, let's start talking about Frozer. Alright, so, Frozer. I've been looking forward to Frozer because of the trailer that I expect all Miraculous fans have basically seen. I mean, with the 1 million views on the official YouTube. So, yeah, the reveal, yeah, it was fake. It was a little dream. It was actually a daydream. I thought it was like Adrian dreaming and then he wakes up from a nightmare. No, it was just basically a daydream, which was actually, I didn't think it would be a daydream. And it's kind of funny it's a daydream, too. And, of course, Marinette / Ladybug rejects him and actually just flat out says, I'm in love with someone else. And just, breaks his heart completely. And it's just such a sad moment that it's so sad. And I don't, you just feel bad for Cat Noir. Everyone just wants this ship to just be together. They just want the ship to happen. I want it to happen. But it's going to take some time. Baby steps. Anyway, so Adrian goes back to school, does fencing lessons, and, he feels sad, and Agami comes for him and sees him that he's out of his game, and he's just not looking good. And she gives him advice, change your target, when he's asked, says, because I think she could tell that he had love problems because of the rose. And Adrian, once she said, change your target, then he gives the rose to Glommy, which I know the entire fandom of Miraculous is shook up and pissed off at her by this. The rivals have come into the spotlight this episode, which will make the entire Miraculous fandom very salty by the end of this episode. And so, things goes on, and he's thinking about someone else like Kwame. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing her name, Agami or something. I'm sorry, but he tries to get advice from his everyone in his household, but he's too nervous to ask for advice, which is understandable. And his father, it's kind of hard to ask for advice for him, but he might have some good love advice since he is he's doing all this Hawkmoth stuff for his wife. So maybe, maybe not because the way he's doing it's kind of crazy. So maybe he's not even the good person for advice. So anyways, after all that, he goes to school the next morning and he sees all these relationships, which is kind of funny because some of them are not really official. I don't think Nalia and Tito are actually dating. I've heard they're technically not dating at all, which is kind of weird because they hang out so much and act like a couple, but they're actually not a couple, which I'm actually surprised about. And then, you see, actually, I don't even know the two boys' names. I do, but they're just not main characters, so I don't remember them. And the goth girl and the happy girl, that's all I remember. And I believe they are a couple, because I remember in Zombie Burger, they had really shown that they were really a couple, because they were getting really close to each other. I was like, whoa, baby. Huh. Yeah. And so, he's all sad, because he sees these couples, interestingly, 2 guys and 2 girls together. And then Marinette runs into him, and he's like, oh, perfect, I need to see you here. So he asks Marinette, love advice, which is kind of ironic and sad that he asks her, and you only ask friends that, no potential love interests. So, Adrian's a very blind person. And Marinette's all nervous about it and stuff, thinking, oh, yay, Adrian's next to me. And then he's talking about the girl that he's trying to he's interested in. And he describes basically Marinette, but it's actually Agami, which is funny. And she's all heartbroken and stuff. And she's just helping him, and she's just so sad at the same time. Oh, just notice me. Then she's like, send him to the ice ring, or something. For some reason, it's just so sad. Then he's like, I really don't want to be with her alone. And she's like, I can come with you. And he's like, oh, really? That'd be great. He's like, what are friends for? Oh, that is just, wow. That is the saddest moment of her. Wow, that is sad. And then Marinette gets in a big fight, argument, and discussion with her friends about it. And, she's having doubts about being with Adrian. And at this point, maybe I would too, if I was Marinette. Then, of course, she goes on top of the ship, and, of course, Luca, the enemy number 1 of Miraculous. More hated than Hawk, Moth, and Chloe. Ladies and gentlemen, Luca. Boom. Anyways, Luca is trying to cheer her up. I mean, that's nice and stuff. Then she asks, are you free tomorrow and stuff? And then she takes Uma to the ice rink. So it was like a double date, basically. So that's the reason she took Luca. She probably wasn't going to take Luca in the first place, but that's the only reason why. Ah, boy, this... And then, Adrian, the entire time, he's just talking to Marinette. He's giving such weird vibes to her and stuff. It's so weird. The first thing he does is he talks to Marinette first before Gami and stuff about how to do all this love stuff. It's kind of funny how he thinks that she's like a love expert and stuff. Interesting. Then, all the stuff they do, ice dancing, the Marinette's getting all jealous about it and stuff. And of course, the most unimportant thing is the villain in the background, the guy who's potentially going to be Kubitized. No one cares. The funny thing about this episode is no one gives 2 craps about Frozer. Frozer is just boring. No one cares. People just care about the shipping. The shipping is real in this episode, people. No one cares about you, Frozer. Okay, let's get back. And so, Marinette is actually enjoying being with Luca. Until she does look another glance at Adrian and Gami just having a good time. And then she slips and falls. And then comes one of the greatest scenes ever. Adrian just hears her fall and goes straight for her to help her. And then so does Luca. And so there's 2 hands offering to help her up. And Marinette's like, I don't know which one to pick. And it's just like, why don't you just do both hands to make it not weird? But Agami actually is the one who... I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing her name. Agami is the person who has helped her up and says, the problem with you is you hesitate. And I never hesitate. And so it's like device. At this point, she feels like she's rivaling Marinette and stuff. It's so funny. And then she just grabs Adrian, because I think she does like Adrian, and wants to keep her away from Marinette. And then Marinette is all sad and bummed out, she leaves. But the nicest thing about it is Adrian goes after her and stuff. It was just like, wow, really? You go after her? Not your date? Your friend? Quote-unquote friend? And, Plag even mentions it, like, wow, you are really stupid in love. You really are kind of dumb. Not seeing the big picture. You leave Guami for Marinette. He's like, nah, she's just a friend. And that just pisses me off. Just a friend. So you both do so much together. And you still can't think of any, feelings for her. It's kind of sad. This is really, it's such a lovely and sad episode at the same time. And then, he asks, are you okay, Marinette, and stuff. And Marinette's thinking about all this other stuff. And then, of course, in the background, Roser, he came out to play, and he's the villain now. And, I'm thinking about it. Did Luca and Agami get frozen? I think they probably did. And even though I don't know, Marinette, where'd they go? I don't know. And then, of course, Marinette and Adrian transform to the greatest transformations of their outfit ever. I love this goddamn transformation. Frickin' incredible. I loved it. It was so good. I watched it over and over again. It was just great to watch. Of course, they're fighting Frozer. I don't think anyone cares at this point. They just care about the shipping. And they fight Frozer and stuff. And, of course, Cat Noir is still pissed off that ladybug just rejected him. And, he's being pissed off, kind of like in The Ice Creamer? I don't know what that episode's called. There's another episode in Season 2 where there's an ice cream guy. another, that's actually kind of funny. That's a weird coincidence, where two of their villains is themed to, like, cold ice things. Frozer was like an ice skater, and the other guy was like an ice cream man. And then they're both, and Kenwar's pissed off at Ladybug for rejecting him again. Kind of funny. And then, of course, they get back together, they fight Frozer and stuff. Really cool skating animations and stuff. I really did like that. But, you know, the power-up just felt kind of weak. Like, you didn't even need to have the power-up in this episode, I feel like. But it was cool to have it still. And, you know, they got Sukuma, blah, blah, blah. No story progression except, like, shipping progression. And so after all that, they go back to the skating ring, and they say their goodbyes. Adrian's trying to help out the guy who's Frozer and get more people into his ring. And so... And they say their goodbyes, and Adrian is still not going to give up on Ladybug, and he's not going to try with Agwami right now, but Agwami does have feelings, seems like she does have feelings for him right now, and she's competing against Marinette, because she looks at her, and she's like, he is going to take him from me. I need to have the upper hand. So the first thing she says is, whenever you switch your targets, talk to me. So she's like, she is competitive. She really wants Adrian. She doesn't want Marinette to have him. So sad. And then Luma is like, oh, do you want to take the subway? And Marinette just seems sad, seeing them kiss on the cheek, and then driving off. And then Luca, you know, at this point, I do like Luca now. Because he realizes that Marinette likes Adrian. That's why she was off all day. Luca is like, go on, be with him. I understand. I'll be here for you. And then, like, that is such a nice thing for him to do. Because he knows he's not going to be all a jerk about it. He's just nice about it and just, like, go on, Marinette, be with him. And so she gives him a kiss on the cheek, which I guess that was a leak. I saw the picture. I was like, that's not real. But it was real. She kissed him on the cheek. I thought it was the lips, but it was just a kiss cheek, I guess what French people do. Then she calls for Adrian, an awkward moment. Then she says, I love you, but it was actually a dream sequence, just like Cat Noir had earlier. What a fun little coincidence. Then another thing that popped up, a hamster. That is the funniest thing. Both of them say they want a pet hamster. The one thing in common in their daydreams is they say they both want a pet hamster. It's so cute. And Marinette is trying to have the guts to tell him that I like you, but instead she's like, we should go skating again sometime. And then he's like, just the two of us? But then she gets all nervous and stuff and says, no, we can invite our friends again, like Luca and... Oh, she shouldn't have said Luca. She said, because then Adrian kind of thinks that she likes Luca and stuff. So, that was not really smart by Marinette and stuff. And of course, it ends there. When I think about this episode, I loved it. It is probably one of my favorite episodes. Really, really good. It beats out the other Marinette shipping, really big one. This one was really with Adrian and Marinette. The last one was Marinette and Cat Noir. This one was really good, I enjoyed. Maybe one episode we'll get Adrian and Ladybug together. I mean, we've seen that, but nothing like an emotional time. So that was my review and my thoughts and analysis taking a look at it. And I really enjoyed this episode. It was really fun. I've been rambling on for quite a long time for this episode, but I really enjoyed it. Thank you guys for listening. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.